What up, YouTube? I am your host, Mediocre Tutorials and Reviews, back in here with just one more video, joined by a very special guest, Tyler. Say what up.
What's up?
Listen. Tyler and I were sitting here vibing. We were sitting here talking and wanted to turn the camera on just to have like a clear conversation and bubble it up in order to start some more conversation, some more dialogue. And that's the question around marriage.
One, case in point, we kind of had dipped into this before we even turned the camera on.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say you get sick, okay? Can you, like, you know, when you have a job,
Mm-hmm.
you got a good job,
Mm-hmm.
you can put down this who your spouse is. Legally,
Yep.
this is who you are actually. This person is taking on your last name, or even not have. You don't even have to be. You can be married. Don't even have to change your last name.
Yep.
I am not gonna have control. Let's say if I was just your girlfriend, we've been dating for 30-some plus years.
Yep.
And you got sick.
Mm-hmm.
Am I gonna have control over if the doctor comes and says to me,
Pull the cord on that.
"This is what we need to do. Can we do this?" Who
So
do you
meaning
want to
that
have
I
that
am.
control? Who do you want to have that? You don't have a will. You don't have
So you're saying,
written down.
well, why can't I just make a will?
Okay, but let's say you're in the hospital already. You had not thought about that. You have not thought about who my power of attorney may be
So
if I got sick. I mean, and this happens. The reason why I'm saying this happens, I personally have dealt with this throughout my family.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Where it's my parents, they are together, they are separated. They are not legally divorced. My dad could have had control over what happened, decisions with my mom. Luckily, she was still able to communicate that, to know I want my daughters to. And my dad, at the same time, was like, we're going to make this as a family decision, because even though we are separated, we are still a family. We still coexist and actually spend holidays and do everything together as a family. We are just not intimate with each other anymore, live in the same house. But that could have went left. That could have went.
It could. So let me give you a quick answer. Number one, yes, you can. You just have to preempt any of those situations occurring.
Mm-hmm.
B, you also have to understand. So when we talk about the benefits of marriage, like, yeah, you can name a benefit like that, but that's really in 0.1% of cases that you become incapacitated to the point where you cannot communicate. I think a lot of people get into that long-term commitment without considering how significant of a decision that it is. This is a business decision.
Oh, I agree. My mother tells me all the time, marriage is a business deal. Be careful of who you actually decide to sign on that dotted line.
It's just like, you know, you're co-signing with somebody on a house. You're right. Like, this is a business decision. If the business case doesn't make sense, if you've done the cost-benefit analysis and the numbers are not adding up, if you look at her and you are not ultimately satisfied and happy, and there's always things that you can work on, right? There's always things that you can work on. But if there's evidence of infidelity, evidence of integrity issues, evidence of just being a piece of shit person, and you feel like you can solve that, and you at being 22 years old, you're gonna be with that same problem at 80 when there's some deep-rooted shit that needs to get worked on, right? And you think that business is going to work out. How many best friends have you kept your entire life? How many long-term, I mean, people break up all the time and stop talking to each other. So in order for all of that to make sense and to walk in front of a lawyer and say, yes, I want to be best friends with this piece of shit for the rest of my life, and you not be 100%, I mean, even thinking from a financial perspective, right? Like, and I know there's some dudes who comment on this channel and talk about, I don't care if she, you know, has a corporate job or works at McDonald's, I don't give a shit. I don't feel the fuck like that. I feel like, you know, when you consider a business decision of tying someone to you, there needs to be a consideration of what are her goals, Where is she going financially? What does that look like? What does her debt look like? What are all the, right? Like, how does she handle money? Does she still live at home? Is she out buying Louis Vuitton and such and put it on her credit card? And right, these are all things that you need to consider, because I'm telling you, they will bubble up later on.
Marriage is like the next biggest come up. Like, all my boys are doing it, so I gotta do it too. Oh,
Yeah.
my girls are doing it, so I gotta do it too.
People
Do you
wanna
look
fit
at it
in.
like that?
Listen, hashtag relationship goals. There's not a hashtag singles goals. Like, it's just, there's a lot of branding and marketing around what this shit is. Turn on the TV, every other show is about love. Songs about love, right? Like R&B songs, rap songs is more about twerking and shit like that, at least right now. You know, but everything's cyclical. It'll come back around. You know what I mean? I want my 90s R&B to come back relatively soon. That's the best, one of the best eras of music.
Well, Jacquees says he's the king of R&B.
Oh, he's got the shit down to shut up. Even though I'm a fan of Jacquees, don't get it twisted. But my man, like, nah, you're not quite there yet. You're not quite there yet. Anyway, wait a minute, what was the question?
Do you think that in our millennial day and age, we settle? Do you think men are settling? Do you think women are settling?
I think there's a component of settling. There's a component of, yeah, I'm with this person and they make me feel comfortable and this is the best that I can ever do. That's why I purport on this channel, you are the prize. Always consider yourself the prize. Because once you start to consider yourself the prize and you stop putting other people on a pedestal, you stop looking for other people's validation, you can take a real concerted effort at who you are, what you bring to the table, what your value is, and how you can upgrade that value. Because as you upgrade that value, you have much more options available to you, right? Like, we have all of this culture that's raining down on us, telling us how to think, feel, and act. And a lot of that pressure is saying, she's good enough, because I want all of what the culture is telling me that I want.
Vocalized that to me one time.
He's
and
weak.
It was a turn off.
He's
Because
weak.
it was like, why do you need to tell me every which so way that...
You don't have to say it. It's you never have to state anything. You never have to posture up, because it shows your insecurities. Mm-hmm. You don't have to state it. I've dealt with this. I've gone through that in my younger years. I'm getting better at it now. But there's a feeling like you have to state what it is that you are. Right? Like, you may need, if you get a promotion, you may have to state that you make a lot of money, or but you don't need to. What's the benefit of doing that? It makes people cringe. Like, oh, what's the point of even like bragging, being braggadocious? Mm-hmm. A dude who purports to be an alpha, right, for the sake of letting a woman know, right, it is weak, right? It shows an insecurity. That means that you're not, maybe you're working on it, but it shows that you're not. A dude that says, I am the prize, like, in a way, like, in order to undermine you being the prize. And when I say I'm the prize, that's not what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I'm saying,
no, I get that.
I'm awesome. That doesn't degrade your awesomeness.
No, I agree.
But I love me.
Because it ain't going to degrade my awesomeness.
You're damn right, Tyler. Okay? It
awesome.
better not degrade you. Okay? You're too ferocious for that, though, I feel like. I don't know if you're too ferocious for that.
Respect level has changed. I don't think marriage is taken as serious. So I think if you would have asked me, when we had those conversations in the past, even a couple months ago, I remember you bringing this question up, and it was like, oh yeah, I'm so for it. It actually has made me think about it differently, because I could be with a dude. I'm gonna say that word. I could be with a dude that
she's rude.
That
you
is
can say whatever you want.
cheating on me. Mm-hmm. For X amount of years and months, and then be like, oh my God, you're married. I don't think that changes a person. I do not think marriage changes an individual.
Ever.
I agree with you in those same problems that you had when you were in a relationship can follow you into the same exact problems that you had in marriage if those problems are not addressed. And if that person is not actually willing to make those changes.
Absolutely. Because humans will be humans.
They are. I know a person right now that's still cheating with somebody and they get married.
This is what it is.
So, I mean, but as a female, have I ever thought about wanting to get married and pick out my dress? Absolutely. Do I still have those visions of wanting to get married? Absolutely. I'm going to be fake if I said that I wasn't.
I want you to be real. Listen, it is... I just got a deal on some Ciroc Summer Coolada. Listen, go get you some Ciroc Summer Coolada, mix some Sprite in that thing, and go outside and enjoy your life. That's what we're about to go do. All right?
Let's close it.
This has been your video. Questions, comments, concerns, leave it down in the description box down below. Tyler, again, I appreciate you coming through. We got to make sure that we definitely do another one, okay?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Until next time, YouTube. I'm working them shoulders out, girl. Hold on.